Welcome back to my 200 practice questions, ultra hard PMP practice questions. I'm Andrew Ramdial. I'm the author of the world's best-selling PMP study guide, PMP Exam Prep Simplified, and the creator of Udemy's best-selling PMP course. Combined, over 500,000 people, not 500 or 50,000, 500,000 people have used to pass their exams. Let's get started. Now, we already did questions 100 to 110. In this video, we're going to be doing 101 to 110. Let's dive right in. All right, questions 101. During the initiation phase of an environmental conservation project, the project manager learns that a key funding agency requires a preliminary environmental impact assessment before releasing additional funds. Despite the agency history of increasing additional funds following initial assessments, a senior team member suggests full project planning should commence immediately to expedite the process. What should the project manager do? Keyword next. Direct the team's efforts exclusively towards completing the required assessment. Consult the the project's organization guidelines. Proceed with drafting a comprehensive project plan to cover all phases, including post-assessment activities. Align with the senior member's suggestion and initiate detailed planning for subsequent project stages. Now, this question I found difficult. This was a pretty difficult question. But remember, what you're doing next is not just taking an action, but is assessing, looking around, reviewing something, making sure that the next action you take is a good action. So assess, review, see what's right to take, and then take an actual action. Answer here is going to be understanding what the organization wants. This is a complex thing because the team member is telling you, hey, we should start planning right away and really don't wait for the assessment to come back. But is that what the company actually wants? So it's not a question you can answer right off the bat. The best thing to do is to make sure that you have the right guidance from the company. Now, a couple of things. Never shut people down. In this one here, you're telling them, hey, I don't care what you're saying, do that. If a choice seems negative, it's probably not the answer. In this one, it's like you're disregarding what they said and you just point in the direction. If a team member gives you some advice, try to follow up on that advice. I'm not saying to follow it, I'm saying to follow up on it. In other words, see if that's the right advice. Draft a comprehensive plan. No, wait, see what the guidelines are, then do that. And definitely don't just implement what the team member wants without seeing if the guidelines or if that's how the company should be doing it. 102. Towards the end of a large-scale infrastructure development project, the project manager detects a slowdown in progress with significant number of tasks pending in the project's quality assurance stage. The project is managed using a combination of traditional and agile methodologies. What should you do next? Initiate an intensive quality assurance session for the project team. All right. Bring in an external consultant with expertise in quality assurance. All right. Facilitate a problem-solving session to tackle the quality assurance bottleneck with the team. Allocate additional time specifically for quality assurance tasks in the project schedule. All right, best answer here. If you went through the mindset, you know this one is not too difficult because the answer here is going to be, hey, work with the team. Anytime you face a problem on a project, go to the experts to help you. In this particular one, there is some kind of issue going on here. You detect a slowdown in progress. You got to understand what's causing that. There's a big number of tasks pending in the quality assurance stage. The best thing here to do is to have the team help you to solve this problem. Notice A is not correct at all because it's intensive quality assurance training session. Before we do that, let's meet with the team to see what's actually going on. So let's do this. Maybe we can do C. Maybe if needed, we do A. You don't need to bring in a consultant. Meet with the team. See if the team can solve it first. Maybe then you do B. No, don't allocate additional time. Meet with the team and see if they can fix it before doing that. So remember, what are you doing next? Anytime you get questions of what you should do next, remember, it's basically putting them in order. Like we should do this, then do this. Meet with the team first and then see what actions it's best to take next. Number 3, during an ongoing urban development traditional project, the project manager is informed that a stakeholder directly approached a team member with a request for additional feature, which led to the team member being distracted from their primary tasks, affecting the project's progress. What should the project manager do? Now, I want to point out that they particularly stated that this is a traditional project, all right? So you got to understand how to handle scope changes or feature changes on a project. Address the stakeholders' requests and its impacts on the team productivity in the next project status meeting. B, report the issue to senior management, highlighting the stakeholders' bypass of formal request channels and its effect. Instruct the team member to direct the stakeholder to submit all future requests through the project manager for proper evaluation and documentation. All right. Encourage the stakeholder to participate in the project schedule review sessions to ensure their input is captured in a structured manner. Best answer here, remember, it's a traditional project, is going to be tell them, hey, send the stakeholder to me. When you're managing a traditional project, it is important to follow the change management process, which generally means people bring their changes to the project manager, and the project manager will assess the change and see if the change is approved or not. That's the best thing you can do. So you can go to the team member and instruct them, hey, if a stakeholder is doing this, tell them to come to me, not to you. Notice A, which at the beginning sounds good, and then its impact on the team. No. What you need to do is you need to, and it shouldn't be the next status meeting, because God knows how long ago that is, when that's going to be from now. So the best thing here to do is to let them know, tell the stakeholders come to me. That way it doesn't affect the team productivity. Never report anyone. On this test, you're probably going to get choices. Quite a few questions are going to have choices. Report this guy to senior management. Report this guy to the sponsor. Report this guy to the project management office. Those are never the answer. Never report anyone. Never try to get people in trouble. Never try to get anyone fired. Encourage to participate in the project schedule. This is not anything to do with the schedule. This is a scope change. Notice they're adding a feature. Question 104. In the early planning stages of a green building project, the project manager faces challenges with limited data available for defining specific activities and estimating their durations accurately. What strategy should the project manager employ? Implement a detailed timeline with key milestones and delivery dates. Okay. Utilize progressive elaboration and flexible planning techniques. Adapt iterative planning with regular evaluations and adjustments. Use detailed estimation method derived from a comprehensive work breakdown structure. Best answer here, guys. Now remember to choose 2. Best answer here is going to be B and C. Correct. Here's why. Because notice, so you can't do the estimation because you have limited data for defining specific limited data for defining activity means you don't really have a comprehensive WBS. And you can't do a detailed timeline because you're having difficulties estimating things. The best thing here you can do is when you're doing projects that are complex is plan to replan. That's the whole concept of progressive elaboration, in which case as time is progressing, things become more detailed. For example, if I say, let's do a 5-year project, can we really plan the specific duration of an activity that's going to happen in year 5 right now? The whole world can change in year 5. So what we do is we say, you know what? Leave that duration planning until we get closer to year 5. Maybe in year 4 we'll do that. That's the concept of progressive elaboration. And then iterative planning means we're plan to replan. We're going to say, you know what? We're going to plan. We're making a plan right now to replan in 4 years for activities in year 5. We did cover this in the course. Hopefully you got this one right. Question 105. As a project manager overseeing the development of a new line of eco-friendly packaging material, you encounter pushback from certain stakeholders who questions the project's viability due to environmental regulations and market demands uncertainty. What action should the project manager take? Request a meeting with key stakeholders to directly address their concerns and provide detailed explanations. Okay. Continuously evaluate and adjust projects' foundational documents to ensure they reflect current conditions and insights. Craft a comprehensive risk management strategy to identify and mitigate potential issues related to regulations and market response. Align project objectives and broader environmental sustainability goals to ensure comprehensive organizational coherence. Now, you're having a problem with the stakeholders. They're questioning, hey, can we do this project? Is there some kind of environmental regulations? Anytime you have a problem on a project, the best thing here to do, guys, is to address it with those stakeholders. Meet with the stakeholders, understand their main concern, directly address that concern, and solve that problem. Now, continuously evaluate and adjust. I'm not sure what the foundational document here is. We're not even too sure what is it that the stakeholders are so concerned about. Find that out, then maybe come up with a risk management plan or some kind of risk strategy. And depending on what the strategy is, maybe you do D, right? Realign the objectives. Maybe if that's needed, depending on what their concern is. But if you have a stakeholder with issues, if you have stakeholders that has a problem with the way the project is done, the best thing here to do is address those issues with the stakeholder themselves. 106. In leading a complex software development project with team members spread across diverse geographical locations, the project manager seeks strategies to enhance cohesion and ensure project effectiveness. Oh boy, sorry about that. Forgot to put that on there. All right, pause. I don't want to redo this video. Just pause the video right now. Good, you did that. All right, now you're caught up. Ensure project effectiveness. What action should the project manager take? Organize intermediate gathering for collaborative problem solving and team integration exercises. Have members meet in one time zone to ensure everyone can attend. Initiate a buddy system pairing remote team members to foster cross-regional collaboration and knowledge sharing. Utilize a flexible work schedule, allowing team members to choose their work hours. All right, what is the best answer here? So let's take a look at this. All right, you got a team across diverse geographical locations. The best answer, with that in mind, best answer is going to be A. Now, some of these answers are just plain wrong. Notice, have members meet in one time zone. Well, that means not everyone can attend because they don't work in the same time zone. It's across geographical locations. A buddy parent system means that only those two people are going to work together. Flexible work schedule. If you allow them to choose their own work schedule, they might be working more apart than together. So A is not, I don't think A is a great answer, but it is the best of the four answer. And this brings me to a point. Remember what this exam is. This exam is not about choosing the correct answer. It's choosing the best of the four. So sometimes you got to choose the least of the suckiest answer because maybe they all suck. But one of them is going to be the least of those, the least worst answer. And that's the one you go with. 107. As a project manager of a new healthcare software implementation project, you're leading a team that's decided to embrace a hybrid approach, combining elements of both agile and waterfall methodologies. The project's success hinges on your ability to unify the team towards a common goal aimed at the complexities of the healthcare sector. What steps should you take to ensure the team functions effectively as a cohesive unit? Okay, so this is a common thing in real life, all right? Very common thing in real life that you have teams that are combined and they're trying to do a hybrid approach. You got to make sure you unify them. All right, what are we going to do? Schedule a regular one-on-one meeting with team members to tailor communication and task management to the individual preference. Create a conflict resolution protocol that emphasizes empathy and understanding to address disagreements quickly. Designate clear roles and responsibility to each team member to streamline project execution and accountability. Foster a culture of open communication and establish shared norms to guide collaborative efforts. Now, this question is not that easy. I thought this one was pretty difficult because they all sound great. And it's not uncommon on your exam to have where all 4 choices sound right. You got to go with the best one. The easiest way to do this is find a choice that includes them all. Find a choice that really that can apply to the entire thing. And that brings me to this choice of D. You see, open communication, shared norms, this here is going to form that collaborative effort, because with open communications, this allows everyone to work together. Now, there's a couple of things here why the others are not wrong. Notice, regular one-on-one meetings with team members to tailor communications and to their. If you do this with every single one, it might be very difficult, especially on a hybrid project, because individual and the way communications are done is vastly different between agile and traditional. Protocol emphasizes, I do like this one, but you know what? Open communications, established norms will include B. Designate clear roles to each member. That's also going to be in open communications, making D the best answer. If you have multiple answers, that sounds great. Try to find the one that includes the others. If one includes all those good answers, that means it's probably the right answer. 108. As a project manager overseeing a large-scale renewable energy project, you're confronted with a sudden need to transition your traditionally on-site team to remote work due to environmental regulations and affecting access to the project site. Several members expressed concern about their inexperience with and the potential challenges of maintaining their usual level of productivity and communication in a remote environment. What step should the project manager take to ensure the team remains productive and cohesive while working remotely? A. Arrange for ergonomic home office setups for all members to enhance their work from their home working environment. All right, I like that. You should make them comfortable. Partner with IT to provide customized tech solutions for each team member based on a specific remote home. Okay, probably should do that too. Arrange for a comprehensive training on remote communications and project management to improve team adaptability. Okay. Implement a more flexible project timeline to account for learning curve associated with adapting to remote work. Difficult question. I think each one of these has their correct answer, but one of them really deals with the problem head on. And the problem that they're really dealing with is their productivity. Which one here is, you see, the potential challenges of maintaining. The key thing here is productivity and communication. It's not about their ergonomics or their IT issues or their time, all right? It's how are they going to communicate? So come up with a good training system to manage their communication. In these questions, you have to read carefully. A few words can change an entire question. In fact, one word can change an entire question. Keep that in mind. So read carefully. 109. Facing the challenge of rolling out a critical disaster response application, a project manager leads a multidisciplinary team under tight deadlines. The application needs to be operational in a third of the standard timeline to effectively respond to an ongoing crisis. What action should the project manager take to ensure timely delivery while maintaining essential functionality? Accelerate all phases of the timeline. Streamline communication channel to enhance team efficiency. Focus on team delivering an MVP. Increase working hours to cover more tasks in less time. If you understand the way Agile works, the best thing here you can do is going to be correct. We want an MVP or a minimum viable product. This is going to allow us to push something to the market very quickly. Notice, needs to be operational in a third of the standard timeline. By utilizing an MVP, a minimum viable product, allows you to release something to your users very, very quickly. Now, it's probably not going to have every single feature, but it's going to have the most used features or the most requested. Because remember how if you follow Agile, you build the most valuable features first. So this is going to give them access to it. Accelerating all phases may not be doable. For example, you can't accelerate coding and testing because if you haven't coded anything, there's nothing to test. Streamline communication. Although this will increase efficiency, the best thing is to go with that MVP. Increase never work people overtime. All right. If you ever have a choice on your exam to overwork your employees, that sounds negative. Don't do it. Last question. During the execution phase of a large-scale environmental restoration project, the project manager encounters a debate among team members regarding a necessary extension of timeline due to unforeseen regulatory changes. How should the project manager proceed? Stick to the stakeholder communications plan for systematic engagement and decision-making. Analyze the impact of the timeline expand on the project and consult with the team for guidance. Organize an urgent team meeting to vote on the timeline extension, aiming for a democratic decision. Directly implement the timeline extension, prioritizing regulatory compliance. All right, what is the best answer? So follow your mindset on this one. I taught this one here not too difficult. All right, you have a debate among team members regarding the extension. Assess it. But remember, just don't assess it by yourself. Make sure to consult with the team. Let the team help you assess this. Work with the entire team. Just don't tell them to stick to this in decision making. Address the problems. Organize an urgent meeting to vote on it. Well, before you vote on the extension, assess it before you do that. Directly, just don't do that. Assess it to see how it affects the project and have the team help you. Okay, that concludes these 10 practice questions. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. If you like these kinds of questions, check out the link below to the TIA exam simulator, which has tons of questions. It has 700-800 questions in there, or probably more by now. And it has about 400 questions. It has video explanations for questions just like this. Okay, guys, if you guys enjoyed this, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in another video where we'll do questions 111 to 120. And with that in mind, guys, I'll see you in the next video.